30 minutes.
Yes, we are, and we're live right now. Hey, everybody, welcome to Next Gen Leadership Live. I'm your host, Jimmy Ryan. This is brought to you by Momentum Builder. We have Don Getling, the man, the myth, the legend, the man at 60 years old driving. Here, wait, you drive 200 miles on a dirt bike professionally. You took number 7th in the world.
Yeah.
And then you rode in a age class beneath you and then took 8th in the world. And today we're going to talk about finishing out the year strong. And I don't think there's a better person to talk about finishing out the year strong than somebody that improved their final lap time by 15 seconds, which is quite incredible. And if you don't know anything about racing, which by the way, I don't either, I'm just listening to it from Don. He's telling me like, look, if you do 4 seconds, you really hauled ass. Well, if you did a 15 to 17 second improvement, that's quite amazing. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about today, let's finish this year out strong. It's mid-November. We have a month and a half left to go. Let's beat our lap time. Let's do it despite all the times. And Don even said this. I fell down 5 times. During the course of this long race. You got to get back up. We've had to get back up. We've all fallen. It's time to finish out the year strong. Don, give us some wisdom. How are we going to do it? How are we going to finish out the year strong?
Well, thank you, Jimmy, and thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited because this is one of my bailiwicks, and we were talking about, I haven't been able to be part of some of the earlier leadership calls because I was actually training for the Vet World Motocross Championships. If you don't know, I used to race professional motocross and supercross, and then kind of been dabbling here and there, and then didn't race professionally for 18 years and decided at 60, I was going to go back and race professionally at the Vet World Championships, meaning anybody 30 and over, this is their world championships. They come all over the world to California. And the reason I share this is because it was a goal of mine to step up my game, meaning I had to start training 6 months ago. I had to lose 25 pounds. I had to get a coach. That's right. I raced professionally this year, but I got a coach to improve me. And I wanted to share some of the stuff I learned because it was really beneficial to me, because if I didn't do all these things that I'm mentioning, I would have gotten smoked and I would not hit my goals. My goal was pretty tough goal considering I haven't raced in 18 years professionally, to get top 10 in the world. And be top 10 in anything is obviously very difficult, especially the most physically demanding sport in the world, which is motocross. And thankfully, like Jimmy said, despite falling, I got back up again and charged forward. And I fell 5 times in 3 of the races and still finished 7th in the world. And the last day, as Jimmy mentioned, I improved my lap time 17 seconds a lap, had the fastest lap time I raced 60 and over. And the reason that's important is it's not over. This is one of my favorite things to share with my team. I'm actually going to share it with 50 real estate agents here in about a half hour, is that you can finish the year strong. Some of mine and Gino's best months have been the end of the month. And 2 reasons is, one, your competitors are going to stop working. They're going to check out and they're going to start spending time during the holidays and they're going to be distracted. This is when you lean in and take their clients and take their business. And a lot of people want to get into their new home for the holidays. And then thirdly, this sets you up for an amazing 2025. It starts building your momentum. So I'm going to tee it up that way for you, Jimmy.
So, all right. Well, and I think that we could all relate. We all kind of want to be lazy a little bit during this time of the year. I think it's a natural thing. It's not, and like, look, not to knock it, I mean, I want to spend time with my family. I want to, eat, drink, and be merry. You talked about, losing 25 pounds. I'm going to gain 25 pounds during Thanksgiving, during Christmas cookies, stuff your face for Thanksgiving, stuff your face for, so, okay. We have all this going on anyway. So like, I mean, this is the reality of our culture. This is where we're at. And I think that by design of our culture, there's not a better time of the year to really dial it in, to get ahead, to make 2025 your best year. And you know what? 2025 doesn't start in March. It starts in January. And January results are from November, December, Q3, Q4 efforts,
right?
Which we're in right now.
People forget that though. They think they get a hall pass to not work in November and December. And, we run a team. We have, 35, 40 loan officers and 6 different offices. And we understand the plight, the challenge for our entire team, not just our loan officers, but also our staff members. And we have to work really hard to keep everybody focused during the holidays. It's really easy to get distracted, but man, it is rough. If you give up November and December, your January and February will also suck. And that's a
Yes.
technical term. And who can give up 4 months of income during the most expensive times of the year, meaning you're going to spend during the holidays? We always do, whether it's visiting family or gifts or parties or drinking or eating, whatever it is. So I know you can still accomplish your goals and eat, drink, and be merry, as you put it, Jimmy. You just got to be focused. If you just start your day with, let me get these things accomplished today, meaning I'm going to go to the events, I'm going to call my past clients, I'm going to call my real estate partners because no one else is, and let them know I'm working. And if you're efficient, you could still eat, drink, and be merry, and actually be merrier because money's coming in. I'm sorry, but if you don't have money coming in, it's really hard to be merry. In the back of your head what's in your pipeline or not in your pipeline. So let's focus right now on crushing the end of the year and setting up for a great 2025, because all of us are hoping for a better 2025. I believe it will be better, but it won't be better unless you put the effort in. Am I right, Jimmy?
100%. And look, you're right. It is expensive to get through this time of year. It's you have it's like a couple Christmases in a row. You have Christmas, then you have Black Friday, then you also have spring break. You're going to be spending money on a vacation,
And New
potentially,
Year's, and
and
I'm just telling
all
you,
of it.
yeah, I just know with Momentum Builder, which we're moving for this reason, is we're moving it to fall of 2025, because we found out that a lot of you do check out during the holidays, unfortunately, and then you don't really re-engage till the 3rd week in January, which is sad. That means you're almost taking off 2 to 3 months, 2 full months of not really engaging, and then you're going to try to ramp it back up. And like you mentioned, Jimmy, it takes 60 to 90 days for your pipeline to close. So that means you're
Yes.
off not making money for 4 or 5 months.
And look, we're mortgage centric here, but as somebody that talks to people in multiple verticals every single day, it really is not a just mortgage thing. It really
No,
isn't. It's insurance, it's financial planning, it's real
real
estate.
estate.
All of us there's a long lead time, and some of the lead times are years, in some cases. But I was talking to a commercial insurance guy this morning. He's like, it takes us 4 years to land a big account. And which is just like, gosh, I don't have the patience for that.
Right.
But regardless, the point is that you have to keep it going. You have to keep the fire burning. And for instance, let's just say that you call a real estate agent today and you say, hey, look, I'm working during this time, just so you know, I'm hustling it. I'm trying to crush 2025, and it starts with January. Even if they don't send you anything, come January when they're slow, who are they thinking about? Who's doing it? Who's crushing it?
Right.
It's probably Jimmy who called me saying that he wants to crush it when I'm trying to eat some turkey, and I think that it's just, it's a way to differentiate yourself in a sea of all the same. Everybody's the same. Everybody's doing the same. Why not be different? And this is the easiest time to be different. You can still eat, drink, and be merry. You're right. You still can. But don't take off. Don't take off for this. Keep it going. Keep it dialed in. So, look, I think we're on a tangent, which I love. Actually, this is really good. I love this type of shit. Honestly, Don. But
Well, that's real.
Okay. But now let's make an action item. So this is for leaders, people that aspire to be leaders. How are we going to get our team to not let up? How are we going to let our team, and not just, and this is a couple of folds of leadership, people that work for us or people that we work with, referral partners, real estate agents. How are we encouraging, how are we leading to make sure that people are not letting off the gas during this time?
A couple things. One, are you doing your business plan for 2025? Because that can be motivating. I guarantee you, other than maybe 5 people in the industry, we know the 5 maybe hit their goals for 2024, because it was another challenging year. And that's the way it cycles. It's 2 to 3 years of downtime, and we've been seeing it. We keep waiting for it. Good news, a lot of our competitors, sorry for those that are going away, but a lot of our competitors are going to go away. This last little bump up in interest rates just took the wind out of their sails. They had a little refi boom, and they're like, whoo, finally. And then rates went back a full percent, and they're like, F this, I'm out. So you just lost another 20% of the competitors. You already lost 50%. So we'll just say 60% of your competitors are gone. So when the market comes back, it's going to be strong. But you have to get out there on a daily basis to set up for a good 2025. You set up your goals and how you're going to hit those goals, and you break it down. It's actually motivating because you're like, I can do this. I could have my best year ever next year, but it has to start now. And you know that's where Momentum Builder, the name, came from, is building your momentum during the slower times so that you crush your earning season. Your earning season for us, for real estate and mortgage, is April through September. But you have to set up ahead of time. You can't wait till March or April. That's too late. You have to be ahead of your competitors and be out in front of your clients and your referral partners on a daily basis. So if you just spent, eat, drink, and be merry, right? What better time to reach out to your referral partners and be merry with them? Help them. One thing we're doing right now that's really working well is because rates went down. Everybody in the world is heard. I'm waiting until rates go down. And they did start going down. And then they went back up. So now we're calling those clients that were waiting for rates to get back down to the threes, which hopefully will never happen. That means there's a pandemic in the world. But they've been waiting to at least go in the fives. Well, now they went back from low sixes to 7. So now we're actually calling those clients up and saying, hey, how's that waiting for rates to go down working out for you? Or do you want to get in now when there's more inventory than we've seen in quite a while? Yes, I believe rates will eventually go down. Let's get you in a home now before the frenzy hits. Because as soon as rates go down, you have a lot of competitors, and then you're going to be overpaying for that home that you can get for round numbers. Instead of paying $700 for it, you're going to pay $800 for it. Let's get you in now, and then we'll refinance down the road. We have a lot of different options to help you get in that home now.
So look, we've been saying this though for years, if I'm honest. We've been saying this for years. That's kind of played out, if I'm honest. It's right, it's accurate, it's 100% true. And it will happen, and it will play out. History will show us that, like this conversation right here, yep, you should have bought now. But that's generally always the case. And I think I want to keep us really dialed in on end of year stuff. Like that's something a real estate agent and a loan officer should say to their clients to keep it going. But how about their own self? Like, what is their motivation? You know, what is, yeah, we got to move now, but like, what are you saying if you're a leader to tell them to do this? Like,
action items, like you said, Jimmy. You have to have action items. You can't talk or write it down. It has to be, what am I going to accomplish today? Like Chrissy Solar, we know her. And the reason I bring her up, more challenged than any of you out there. I mean, she's allowed me to say this because she shares this message. She had 7 strokes, can hardly see, can't drive, can't go anywhere out of her home, has challenges, physically due to the strokes.
Yeah.
And she's still closing 20. She's back up to closing close to 20 deals a month. And the reason she's doing it is because she's challenged more than most. She's very diligent. And this is what I do on Monday. This is what I do on Tuesday. This is what I do on Wednesday. And this is what I do on Thursday. She leaves Friday as a flex day to prep clients, meet with agents. But the other 4 days, she's very diligent in what she does, meaning I call my past clients, I update all my agents and clients, I call for new business, I meet with clients. And then she has events at her house because she can't really go very many places. She invites her referral partners and builds relationships with them. That's all she does. And she crushes it. And that's all we need to do is come up with something very simple that we will actually implement on a daily basis.
It's executing on fundamentals. It's basically everything that you just said. I mean, theme days. Yeah. We call our real estate agents on a certain day. We call our pre-approved and lookings on a certain day. We execute. And I think that if it's the simplest thing that you can execute on is just executing on what your daily disciplines are and then have been for the whole year. and not taking off. I mean, is it just as simple as that? Just don't take off. Just don't take off for November and December. Like actually, like work.
Take off everybody knows you're going to spend some time with family and friends, as you should, but be very diligent on the days you're working. Be super diligent and make sure they know you're working. They're going to freak out because most of your competitors, I'm sorry, they check it. I know for a fact they do, because I have team members, I have staff members, and through Momentum Builder, we talk to hundreds of you out there, and we do these calls. Jimmy, with you, we do it with Barry and Todd, who are coming on their next couple of calls, by the way. I mean, we're getting the rock stars to help us close out the year strong. Barry's coming on next week. He's going to share with us exactly where the market is, where it's going, and he's on point. And then Todd's going to share how to close out the year strong and start off the year ready to go, because it takes time. Shoot, when I trained for my motocross race, I made the mistake. Here's a perfect example. I decided to race 2 years ago for the first time in 14 years. And I thought I could train in 2 months and be ready for one of the biggest races on the West Coast. And I was
in the world.
Three quarters right, meaning I was really good for 5 out of the 7 laps. But because I only trained for 2 months, it bit me in the ass. In those last two laps, admittedly, I faded. I went from first, second, all the way to 6th or 8th in Mammoth Motocross. And I'm like, wow, you just can't, you got to be more consistent and train longer. So this one, I trained 6 months ahead of time, which allowed me to do things the right way, which means you have to set up habits. You can't do a crash diet. And so I learned that. And the 25 pounds I lost was 1 pound a week. That's all I did. I didn't go crazy. I just was consistent that I was losing about 1 pound a week. And then sure enough, after 6 months, I was down 28 pounds. And it was very consistent. So it wasn't a crash diet. It was exercising, eating better, and all that good stuff. It's the same thing in our industry. You just got to have better habits. Create better habits. Wake up earlier. Those of you that, check out your hourly wage. If you're making a 200 grand a year, your hourly wage is 150 grand, $150 an hour. So if you sleep till 8 instead of waking up at 6, that costs you $300 just to sleep in, just to give you some idea. Or you go to a 2-hour lunch. That costs you $300, not 40, $340. Mm-hmm. So think about what you're doing during your hours and spend it well so that you can increase your hourly wage, which we're going to do through the Fuel app. We're going to help. We had our entire team on the Fuel app so that they get trained on a daily basis and motivated on a daily basis. And then we're going to track everybody's hourly wages and make sure that they're going up on a regular basis. That's mine and Gino's goal as regional managers, is to help our team make more money. If we do that, they'll never leave us. That's what they're here for us. I mean, yes, they like us. They have fun working with us. But we're not making them more money. They have every reason to go look somewhere else. So
100%. And if you're a leader, I think that needs to be your goal. How do I help my team? How do I help my people that I care about that work for me? How do I help them make more money? And that's and you got to crack the whip at certain points, and you got to tell them like, hey, like this is what we got to do. Let's not take off. Let's finish the year strong. And bro, I think these are great action items. I mean, I think it's so simple, it's so easy, but I think that it's a reminder that people need. It's just don't take off.
It's a reminder. I remind my team every single year, and I know they're tired of hearing, but it's a fact. I was able to show my numbers when Gina and I were producers that our December was one of our best months because everybody backed off and we leaned in. And we had a great December, which is awesome because then you can pay for all your presents cash, not having to go on credit. And then it just set you up for a better next year. And that's what you want to do. We're going to help everybody. I mean, Momentum Builder next year, you have insider information. It's going to be bigger and better than ever, more impactful than ever. It's going to be a true experience. And it's going to be second week in October next year. And wait till you see who we're partnering with. And then of course we got you, Jimmy, and we got Sasha and Craig. We got so many great rock stars that are going to be part of Momentum Builder that it's going to be a true experience. And we're moving it from Vegas too. Looks like we're going to be middle of the country. So
yeah, that's happening. That's been confirmed. All right. Well, maybe we'll talk about it.
Pretty close. You'll know in a week and a half.
I think that's a good idea, but we'll sprinkle a little,
just teasers,
little teasers here.
Yeah.
I love it. Stay tuned for more on that. And bro, we're at 20 minutes. I think this is good. I think we're spot on.
Yeah, I
And I
just
want
hope
to
everybody
encourage.
listens and really leans in. I'd love you all to have a great closeout of the year because there's plenty of opportunity out there, especially when your competition's basically checking out. And then it just sets you up for a better next year. And that's what our goal is to help you have a better 2025. That's what more momentum is all about, is to help you build that momentum. And Jimmy, I appreciate you being on these calls on a weekly basis. This is a commitment. You show up every week to help us do these, and that's nice. That shows commitment. A lot of people have a
Right.
hard time doing anything week in and week out.
You know,
Find out what your
this is
things
our
are that you can do weekly and do them.
100%. You know what? It doesn't work if you do it for 1 week. It doesn't work if you do it for 2 weeks. We're on our 22nd episode, which is we've done it every week for 22 weeks. I mean,
Yeah, I hope people go back and watch some of these great, episodes that you've done.
I mean, we really do. We have some. We really do. We've had some epic ones. We're at the end of it. We're like, wow, that was really good, and we get better and better. And that's what this is all about. This is about leaders becoming better. Iron sharpens iron. We're all leaders here. We all make mistakes. We all get demotivated at times, but let's recenter and let's focus and let's finish the year strong.
All right, one last note then for the leaders. Here's what we're doing is and you probably do this if you're a really good leader, is we're meeting with every single person on our team and going through how the year went, what they want for their next year. We gave them certain attributes to give us answers to, whether it's volume, whether it's income, whether it's how to enjoy their job more, what we can do to help them improve their job, how we can improve as a team, yada, yada, so that every single person we hear from and make sure that we're heading in the right direction or rowing the boat in the same direction as a team. And that's huge. You know us, we're about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work and makes my job a lot easier, makes them more money. So that's what we're working on.
Absolutely. You better meet with your team. You better communicate to them all these things. And if you're not, you're leaving money on the table. You're not being a good leader. You need to be a good leader. Meet with your team. Don't be afraid of it. And fail forward. If there's failure to be had, let's get it out of the way. And let's get it done
fails
now.
more than Gino and I.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing. But also, like, you fell 5 times. You know what I mean? Like, things have to happen.
I could have given up. I could have easily just said, oh, well, I'm not going to hit my goals, but I got back up and I read past the same people again. They're like, oh, they're done again.
I guess, but the thing is, though, is that we've all fallen 5 times this year. It's happened. Yeah. We've all fallen 5 times this year. Let's get back up and let's finish strong. Let's not give up. Let's not sit there and be fallen. Let's get back up. Let's stay going.
Get it done, right? Get it done.
Get it done. Team, get it done. That's it, my brother. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Don.
Thank you.